Hey everybody, it's Ethan here with Pursuit, and today I want to talk about Tesla's full self-driving. We got a lot of new information from Elon Musk on this, from two sources. We got a little bit on the podcast from Third Row Tesla Third Row. Elon Musk did like a 3-hour long interview with them. The first 2 hours was just a history of Tesla, and just this morning, Tesla they put out a part 2 version where Elon Musk talks about a lot of cool stuff from batteries to the semi truck. But in this video, I want to focus on the full self-driving, and he was talking about how there has to be a Tesla is currently working on a fundamental reworking of how the full self-driving works. And talking about, instead of processing first the image, then the sensors, and then the sonar, he's talking about processing all the cameras at the same time, all the information every time, all this time at the same time, and putting it all into vector space and do a 3D model in real time that actually has a 3D map of what's drivable space and how the car can react. He's talking about how up until this point, the full self-driving hasn't been utilizing the full power of their full self-driving computer that they started installing in their cars mid last year. So I want to go over this and see if I can't help unpack what this actually means when he talks about complete reworking. I think the best thing to relate this to is probably AlphaGo. If you know this, Go is considered the hardest board game in the world. It's got millions and millions, I think it's maybe even trillions upon trillions of possible games that can be played, that no computer could actually calculate every game to determine which would be the best move. And the fundamental reason is, no matter what stage you are in the game, there are still the same number of possible moves to be played. So you can, so just every single step drastically increases the number of moves you can make. So it's just this huge exponential problem. You can't actually solve it with just more hardware, just brute power. Like chess, you can solve chess with brute power. It's a little hard, but that's how they solve that. You can even just save all of the top games and play the best game that matches what's being played. Well, with AlphaGo, what they did is they actually they sat down and they had the program mimic humans. So it learned what a human might do, and it came up with the probabilities of, in this stage of the game, what's the probability of the next move being this, and it would actually mimicked humans. Well, after that, they made AlphaGo. They up the 2.0, the better version. It's a slightly different name. I can't remember what it was, but AlphaGo was a completely new start. They started from somewhere completely new. The first one, they wrote a program that could mimic humans. In the second one, they wrote a program that understood how you won, and they let it play itself. And they let it play the original program, and they sped it up so it could do multiple games per minute, per second, and it could do millions and millions of games. And they let this run for I'm not really quite sure. I think it was a week, a year, a month. It wasn't all that long. They let this program run, and they just gave it the fundamentals of how to win the game, and it would score itself. If it won, it would mimic what it did, and if it lost, it would change something. And it just played this game over and over and over again, and it has more experience than any human could possibly ever hope to have. And it is now the best Go player in the world. And there are actually Go players, the professional Go players, actually study what the computer does to figure out how to become better at the game. So when Elon Musk is saying that they're they're doing a fundamental change of how full self-driving works, and it's actually going to do orders of magnitude better. I believe he's probably talking about going back to the start, because their original full self-driving computer, what they did is they put all the sensors in a car, and they let the humans drive it, and the car would just remember what the humans did. And the next time it got in a situation like that, it would mimic what the humans did. So the car is actually learning. The humans are teaching the car how to drive. Well, I think Elon Musk is working on the second step, taking the car. He's got vast amounts of data. They said they have 3 billion miles driven with full self-driving. They have 3 billion miles of recorded data. I don't know if that's recorded data, because that's a lot of data. But they have all the data they need. They can take every corner case possible, and they can pull it up in 3-dimensional vector space, and they can program a car into it and have the computer take full control of the car and crash over and over and over again until it figures out how to drive on its own. And I think we're going to see I don't know how long this will take. I wish I could tell you that. With the way Elon's talking, it sounds like it could be 3 to 6 months out, but that could be 3-6 months out Elon time, which could be 6 months to 2 years. But I think we're going to see a huge jump in the ability of the Tesla vehicles and their full self-driving. Everybody right now, you listen to all the analysts on Wall Street, they talk about how good the cars are, how fast, how many they're producing, but most of the investors, they are too scared right now to actually factor in an autonomous future for Tesla, because they look at Waymo, they look at even Ford and GM, and they're like, oh, well, these guys are at level 3 and level 4 autonomy, which means you need less. Each level you go up, you need less human interaction. But you actually see that they have a worse system that they just allow to see stoplights and stop at stop signs. You see Tesla, only when it's actually safer than a human do they release it and let people use that feature. So right now you can only use it on straight roads without stoplights and stop signs. But the car will stop at a stoplight and it'll stop at a stop sign in developer mode, but it's not currently safer than humans. So the Teslas don't allow it. While Ford and GM, they program it in, they allow it to go forth. So you see all these investors saying, "Oh, Tesla's dead last. They're so far behind." But I believe that when we see in the next year, when they release this new updated version, it's not going to be the same program, and it's going to be vastly different. And we're going to see Tesla go from oh, it's working, but I don't know how you're going to get it to possible, to vastly better than every human on the planet at all times. Elon Musk even mentioned like high-speed car chases, and the car's ability would be vastly better at high-speed chases, because the speed doesn't matter when you got a supercomputer running the car. Sorry it's so long-winded. I hope that I gave you more questions I gave you more answers than questions. I appreciate it all listening. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and have a great day.